Hey, Kire, thanks for taking the time to do this interview, and I'm excited to share your story with the rest of the students. And I'll let you start by sharing your background.
All right. So I actually made my transition into tech sales from automotive sales. I was with my previous company for about 5 years. I'm always wanted to get into tech sales. My father is a IT professional, so I was always exposed to software, hardware, computers, and whatnot, and always sparked my interest. But I just kept doing my research and made sure that I found the right opportunity and the right time to make that transition, and finally made that transition.
Awesome. Yeah, really glad to hear it. So tell us a little bit more about automotive sales. How long were you doing that? Were you working at a dealership?
Yes, I was working at a dealership. It's actually called Drive Time. I was a sales manager. Was with the company for about 5 years. Developed a lot of transferable skills that I'm currently using in my new role in tech sales. So, having that previous background and history really helped me out tremendously.
Awesome. And I'm curious, how did you learn about a career in tech sales? Did you always know about it, or were you introduced to it by someone?
Actually, I was introduced to tech sales through my father. He's been an IT professional since I was a little kid. So, I mean, I always wanted to get into tech. I just never saw myself getting into the more technical roles, such as, IT, so on and so forth. So he introduced
Mhm.
tech sales to me. And I figured, I might as well get into it. It's a lot of career growth, a fast growing industry, and you get compensated well as well.
Awesome. And I'm curious to learn about how you heard about course careers.
Yeah, so I actually heard about CourseCareers through Antoine. He's my coach for sure. Was talking to him about the whole process and how to break into tech. He referred me to CourseCareers. Decided to do a little bit of research, and then I contacted you directly, and then as it seemed like a great fit. So I was like, let's do it.
Awesome. So you found course careers through Antoine, who referred you to it. Then I'm assuming you went through the introduction course, learned a little bit more about it. Then you decided to enroll and share with us a little bit more about your journey learning the course material. Was it difficult, challenging?
Yeah, so I definitely started off with the introductory course. Then, after that, I was like, hey, I might as well transition into the course, the full course. My journey on learning the material, I started off on learning things on YouTube, but watching YouTube videos is very vague information. So I was like, let me dig a little deeper, invest in myself, again, I was introduced into CourseCareers, and I was like, this is a perfect fit because I know I could get the necessary information I need in order for me to be successful in this career.
Exactly, exactly. So you start course careers, and how long did it take you to finish from the time you started?
Actually, it took me about 10 days.
Good.
I was locked in. Antoine told me that, the lady who was on his show later on did it fairly quickly. It was about 14 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 14 days. And I was like, I need to do it quicker, a lot faster, because I need to get on the job market. So I figured if I lock in, spend a lot of time doing it, and really, really, really focus on, completing the course, that just
Mhm.
speed up my trajectory when it comes to me landing a role.
For sure. And that's incredible that you finished in 10 days because most students who commit full time finish closer to like a whole month. So I'm curious, how many hours a day were you putting into learning?
Um, it's from the day from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, to be honest. I'll be listening to certain things while I was in the gym to start off my morning. While I was at work, I'll be doing course material. When I got home, I'll be doing course material. So I made sure I found slots throughout the day to continue my progress throughout the program in order to speed up the process and make sure I finished it a lot earlier.
For sure. And while you're going through the course material, do you think you learned a lot of new information that you previously didn't know?
I definitely did, because like I said, when you're doing research on your own, and it's based like tech sales is a foreign language to you and a foreign subject. YouTube gives you a lot of vague information, so I definitely learned a lot of new things through Course Careers. And like I said, it helped me tremendously because it provided me with that foundation and allowed me to speak on certain things that I wouldn't have been able to prior to taking the course.
Exactly. So you finished in 10 days. And then how long did it take from the time you finished to landing your first job offer?
I would say about a month and a half.
Gotcha. So a month and a half after you finished getting your first job offer. And how many companies did you end up interviewing with?
To be honest, I interviewed with about 6 companies.
6 companies. And can you tell us about the company that you decided to go with?
Yes. I decided to go with ShopMonkey. They have an excellent product. Their software is the how can I say, high tier in the automotive industry. So I'm definitely glad I made that choice. It felt like a perfect fit for me coming from automotive sales, so I'm extremely familiar with the space, familiar with what they do and what they could provide to customers.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for you to go with a software company that you have a background in, right?
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
Mhm. Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit more about the role? Is it in person or remote?
It's actually remote. And that was one of the things that I
Mhm.
really wanted. I wanted a remote position. And it's off on weekends, 9 to 5. So yeah. And we are doing outbound, and we do have a MDR. We have MDR roles, and that's
Mhm.
primarily inbound, but I'm on the outbound side. And we don't do as much prospecting, but we do have a lot of great leads that we work. So again, just excited about my journey, and I'm glad to be getting started.
Yeah, it sounds like a really incredible place to start your
Yeah,
career. And can you tell us
definitely.
a little bit more about the position? You don't have to give us any specifics, but high level, how much could someone expect to make in a role like that?
OTE is about 70. Definitely
70.
about 70. Yes. So,
Wow,
you
that's
know,
incredible. 70,000 in your first sales development position, fully
yes,
remote.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
bad deal.
Yes, exactly. So, like I said, things just happen to work out perfectly. A great company that falls in line with my previous work experience, happened to be remote, and a great starting salary, OTE. So, I'm definitely very thankful and glad that I made the choices that I did. And, one in particular is signing up with Course Careers.
For sure. And this position, does it include benefits too?
It does. Yeah, definitely benefits, full benefits, like, any full-time role, reimbursement on office supplies, things of that nature. So yeah,
Wow.
it's a great fit, great company, and they definitely take care of their employees. The Glassdoor reviews are excellent, so it's not just me speaking on it, it's not just people that work for the company outside of me speaking on it, but it's actually documented as well.
That's incredible. And I know you were telling me before this interview that they're actually sending you out to Las Vegas. Do you want to tell the other students about that?
Yes. So I'm actually I got selected to go signed actually because it's a part of the job to attend the SEMA conference in Vegas. So I'll be working that conference, speaking with a lot of individuals in the automotive industry, and exposing them to the software in case they aren't already exposed to the software. So basically just spreading the word on how great the software is and what it can do, and how it can elevate your automotive shop.
Wow. So you're getting paid to fly out to Vegas and to go to the SEMA conference just to talk to people about ShopMonkey.
Yes, it's very exciting. I
Yeah.
didn't anticipate this, definitely caught me off guard, but I'm ready, definitely ready to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
No, not at
And
all.
can you tell us about where you expect this career to take you? Like, how does your career trajectory change now that you're in this high-paying remote sales development position?
Changed quite a bit. One thing about making that transition from the used car industry, I saw a glass ceiling in a certain area. As you continue to move up, there's
Mhm.
fewer positions, so there's a lot more competition. So my thing is about tech sales, finding a great company and moving through the ranks by me performing well. So, and I mean, it's endless possibilities. That's the great thing about tech sales and working with a great company like ShopMonkey. They still considered a startup company, so it's rapid growth all throughout the company. So, sky's the limit for sure. So I'm definitely ready to show what I could do and contribute to the company, so I could continue to rise through the ranks.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that. And is there any piece of advice you'd give for someone considering going through course careers and landing a position in sales development?
Yes, yes, yes. Number one, I would say just stick to the path, stay committed, and understand what you're doing is not going to happen overnight. You have to stay invested and stick the course. It's not going to go the way you want it to go all the time, but you invested in yourself, you invested the time, you invested the energy. So just stick the course. And number two, just continue to brush up on the material. After you go through the course, just don't leave the material there, because you're going to need it as you transition into this career. So those would be
Exactly.
the two things I would definitely say to do.
Well, I really appreciate you for sharing your story. And I know other students get a ton of value from these, and I'm sure you're going to be able to inspire someone. So thanks again for coming on and doing this.
I'm glad. It was my pleasure. And thank you very much, Troy.